Hello and welcome to 30 Second Success Connect, where we introduce entrepreneurs who love to connect and lead with their hearts. I'm Laura Templeton with 30 Second Success, and I am honored to have my good friend Brenda Jankowski of Brenda Photography here with me today. Brenda Jankowski of Brenda Photography is a brand photographer and a branding mentor. After years of working in corporate advertising, she now helps women entrepreneurs master their story and show up as the face of their brand. It is her mission to empower women to stop hiding and to start emerging as leaders. She is a strong believer in getting out of your comfort zone, taking action, and implementing your ideas, all while feeling unapologetically beautiful. Yes, that's a mouthful, but that's her mission. Brenda's portrait work earns merits annually in the International Portrait Masters Competition and has been seen on Fox 29, Good Day, Philadelphia. Welcome, Brenda. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Laura. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I love our time together. You know me. The more I get a chance to network with you and hang out with you, the more in love with your work that I am, and all my friends know that. So I want to dive in and talk a little bit about, obviously, you mentioned in your bio about the branding and your mission about empowering women through branding. So talk a little bit about what led you to that as kind of the heart of how you serve your clients.
I just believe that, I, like everyone else, have been, one of those people who do not want to get in front of the camera. And then I found out that once that I did, it was such an empowering event that I just feel every woman needs to do it and needs to try it. And as women, we have trouble doing things for ourselves that are a little bit out of our comfort zone. You know, mani-pedi is fine, but it's kind of weird to get photographs of myself. So the way that we can rationalize it is by doing it for our businesses. So, we get you started with, let's do a little bit for your business, and then you figure out how empowering it is and how you want to see yourself as you've never seen yourself since maybe your wedding day or high school graduation.
I love that. I love that you share that experience with so many people in your network. Let's talk a little bit. It's funny. I love to ask people this. Do you remember how we met?
I want to say it was definitely networking.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was definitely networking, and I think we were like traveling in the same circles. So we just kind of gravitated toward each other. I think we both had the same philosophy as the relationship building. And before we even knew, what we could do for each other professionally, it was like, let's build that relationship and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's so true. And I just absolutely love everything that you do, and the work that we've done together has been amazing. And I think the first time we met might have been either Women of Willow Grove or PWBN. That's what I'm thinking, where we first connected. But you're absolutely right. We've traveled in a lot of the same circles. We've done a lot of networking in our area together, which is always fun. I love to talk about, your car should never only be carrying one person. And what happens in the car doesn't necessarily stay in the car. So we've actually traveled to some networking events together, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And I don't know if you're always thrilled about me being the driver. So
it is what it is, right? But it's true, because when you get in those more casual situations, you learn more about the person. And business does tend to come up, but I think learning the background of people helps with that relationship and the know, like, and trust factor that everyone's talking about.
Absolutely. That time spent, that one-on-one time is so critical. And I think it really is such a value add when you get to know people in those one-on-one experiences. And, a car's a great place to do that. So I encourage people to take someone with you wherever you go. So who do you, or what do you do primarily to connect with people in your, when you're out and about and looking for opportunities to, what do you look for when you're looking for networking opportunities? I guess is my question. So.
I look for a variety of people, and I'm women focused, so I look for women networking opportunities. And I really like to just learn about people. And I think that that is what helps me get through. So I'm naturally curious. I want to know about you. I want to know, sometimes I find that what I think you do, especially like based on a 30-second commercial where you can't really say a whole lot, what I think you do is just a portion of what you do, or I could be completely off base, which I think helps me in getting to know you. And even if I can't personally give you business, then I know who to look for to help you get an invitation to meet someone.
And I'm so glad that you touched on that, because I think that's something that you're really, really good at. I think you, and we've talked about this a little bit just in our own conversations, but one of the things that you're really good at, and let's talk about that, is you're really good at figuring out who you need to connect and why. So share a little bit about that.
Well, I think I've just gotten there. I really think that, I mean, it's taken years for me to get to know enough people and to really trust myself enough to make that connection. And I think part of it is that I'm like willing to meet people and talk to you and not worry about shoving your card in my face. I'm more about relationship building and service. How can I help you? Even if you're not going to give me business, can I help you? I don't know. If you're, I always tell people, if you're struggling, to get your photograph to fit into something, just call me up. I can probably do it in 10 minutes, which is going to take you like a half an hour to learn or half an hour to figure out, or even longer to figure out the right words to Google to do it. Right. So, and I'm happy to be in service that way, because it may not come back. You may never give me business, but you may have learned enough about me and my service to you to remember me and refer me along the lines, or at least introduce me along the lines to someone that it's right for.
Yeah, I love that. And that's, that heart of service is what it comes back to. It really does. When we connect with people in our network and we figure out what it is that they need, when we stop worrying about what we need and how we can help others, it makes such a big impact on the community at large. And I think that there's so much value in that, and it's genuine. It's so genuine that, I see it all the time, and think, you're one of those people that I know that if I had a problem, or if I needed somebody to help me, I could pick up the phone and call you and say, Brenda, who do you know? And you've always got, at least one or two people in your hip pocket that you can say, hey, call this person. I may not know, but you can trust so-and-so to connect with the right person.
Yeah, I think that, I forget where I was going with that. And it's not so much, even it's not connecting. I'm always, me, I'm like, I love a good marketing discussion, and you can't find many people that love a good marketing discussion. So I'll be like, call me up, bounce that off me. And then my brain starts thinking, and it has nothing to do, it's not going to get me business, but it's just kind of, I don't know, I just want to be there. And from my background of advertising, I get into that marketing research nerd brain that I like to pull that out every once in a while and, have a good time with it. And you can't find people that, want to do that or have that kind of background even that are willing to share.
Right. Well, and speaking of the marketing research nerd brain, one of the things that I absolutely love that you kind of turned me on to that I hadn't really understood how to use it was the flat lays. That's something you just recently put something out on LinkedIn where you're actually sharing some of the flat lays that you've created for people to use them in a way. So explain to our audience what a flat lay is and how it can benefit you in your marketing.
Well, flat lays in its purest form is an overview of anything. It could be your products, it could be desk items, it could be anything that isn't from the top down that leaves some white, we call it negative space, that you can insert something, your logo. It can be marketing. I have an upcoming webinar. I have an upcoming, here's my, free cheat sheet kind of thing. And what it does is it puts your marketing in front of people without you having to constantly have, ooh, look what I have here. Oh, I have an event going on. Where it's a subtle thing, but it keeps you going. And for a lot of us, it makes us more comfortable with putting so much marketing out there without our image being in, your face.
In your face. But it's still a way of branding your business, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because you're putting your logo on it. And if it's done properly, I put out generic ones, but they're definitely women focused. But if they're done properly, they are branded for you. They can be your branding colors. They can be your notebooks. If you always use a purple pen, then you put a purple pen in there. People know that, and if whatever your colors are, like, yours are the green and the navy, and the orange. And so you bring all of those colors in to have your whole branding on there. And who's to say, you could certainly, drop a headshot photograph of yourself in there as well. But that's the way to use them and help your marketing along.
And it's just such a creative opportunity because it's something quick and easy. And if you've got them already created, then you just add a little bit of text, add your logo. You could even actually have them saved with your logo on them. And then it's just plopping some text in there. And again, it's keeping you top of mind because that's really the purpose for them, right?
Yeah, you load them into Canva, you drop stuff in there every other week, you drop in a different, and it can become a part of you. You could drop in an inspirational message once a week right on there.
I like that. I like that idea of an inspirational message. Sometimes it doesn't have to be all about business, right? It can just be something.
And it could be set up. It can be, flowers. It can be really pretty. It can be like flowers and ribbons. It can be whatever you want. But the point is, it's a top down. Although there are some, that you can look at sideways. It's a little harder to do yourself. But most of us can take our cell phone, lay it out flat, look for light, clean light, and shoot down on it, and you've got your own thing, as long as you leave some space around it to put some words.
That's great. I love that. I think that's such a genius idea and very creative. So thank you for sharing that. I know it's something that you do that a lot. You share a lot of really great content, a lot of really great tips, a lot of really great ways to get comfortable in front of the camera. And to that point, definitely best way to connect with you. What's your favorite social media platform for connecting with community? I know you're very big on groups. So talk to us a little bit about that and how do you connect with community online?
Really, if you want to talk social, I think LinkedIn is appropriate for me. Instagram, because of the business I'm in, is very visual, and I love it because I love to play with it. You throw in a hashtag here, hashtag there, and I start getting these people from all over, starting to follow me or liking my things. I put something out the other day with, one of my Paris photographs on it, and I, hashtag Paris, and suddenly I've got these Europeans going, fun, nice. And I got a couple European designer bloggers. And I'll go, okay, cool, fun. It's fun. Cool. But I think that my audience is really LinkedIn. And my woman in her 40s and 50s, because that's pretty much who I relate to, is on Facebook. So, that generation's still on Facebook. The younger kids are, elsewhere. TikTok, haven't figured out what to do with TikTok yet.
And if you need to do something with TikTok.
Oh, I swiped up the account though. I have my name on there, so I'm like set, but I don't know what to do with it.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, and that's just it. I think the thing it is when it comes to social media and connecting with people is understanding where your audience is, right? So when you were looking for opportunities to even network within the community, I know one of the things that you shared with me is, just staying active in groups and start in the groups that you really feel connected with. So, what do you do to kind of manage that in staying connected and staying relevant within those groups? Because, groups there's so many of
Right. Well, a lot of my groups are photography focused. And those are the ones that I go to all the time because it's my peers. We all like to share things of how we do things, what's working, what's not working, what have you tried, where are you buying this dress from, what equipment do you use, what was your setup for that? So we love to share that. So I go into those groups all the time. I'm not one of these that goes into Facebook and just scrolls through. I have a purpose. And then there's a couple groups that I've listened to podcasts and I've gone, she sounds interesting. So I get on that group, and she, one in particular has she's a sales focus. She teaches women entrepreneurs how to do sales. And I just got on, and like we all are, I think, I don't know, not 90% of us are stalkers for a while. And she just has a way of managing her group that draws people in, that draws engagement. So I'm trying to take that lesson and putting it into my group. It's about shining from the inside, which I have developed for women to not talk about photography so much, but talk about the issues that women have, things that we all have, like, what are the trends for the spring? What's the nail polish colors? Gee, I really don't know what kind of shoes to wear with these pants. All those things that we're not sure of, that we don't know who to ask, or there are people that we're afraid to ask because we're going, that's going to be over Facebook that I asked for that.
So that's great. So you have your own group where people are sharing ideas and asking questions, and it's very engaging, right? Is there a lot of engagement in your group?
I try to keep it engaging. I try to make it, fun and easy. Right now, I have let's just call it a challenge going on. It's a photo a day challenge. So every morning I post some topic, a word that I want people to join in and give us a photograph of whatever you have. The other day it was red, and I don't know, red should be easy, right? So, 9:30 I'm going, still didn't post anything red. I probably should do this. But I'm watching a television show, and up comes this model in red, and the judge is wearing red, and I stopped it, and I went, this is it. So I took a screenshot and posted it. Some things are harder than others, and you would think, red should be pretty easy, but some days you have it, some days you don't.
I don't know. My brain just went right to M&Ms again for some reason. But I love the fact that you were including kids in that challenge as well, which is something really cool. You've been very sensitive to things that are going on right now in our world, and I think there's so much value in the fact that you're being inclusive to family as well at this particular time in our country's history situation with the coronavirus, and just addressing that. But you've made it fun and made it creative, and even some of the images that you're sharing on LinkedIn, it's very sensitive, and I appreciate that about you. You're very caring in that way, and I love that about you. So
I just want, I want people to know that, we're all in it, and I'm sensitive to that. But we still, what I'm finding, and from everything that I'm listening to, is, we have a responsibility to keep the economy going. So we all do. So let's keep the money flowing, because if money comes into me, I can put it back out to my local businesses as well. And by saying I can put it out to local businesses and just keep it flowing somehow, keep a sense of, we don't know how long this is going to be. So it's going to start being business as usual. And I really think that everything that's going on now is going to be a big change. Going to be a big change in the way people are doing business. And I'm frankly excited for what's on the other side. It's an exciting time in science, an exciting time in technology. It's an exciting time. I think the family dynamic is going to change again. And the work dynamic is going to change again. I think that people are going to get back into family, and businesses are going to say, yeah, we can let our people work from home 1-2 days a week and still get as much, if not more, accomplished.
And I love that. I think that, and I love that you're excited about it. I feel the same way. I think I'm anxious to see, the changes that are going to take place and how, just even speaking with so many folks in my network that are just making incredible changes within their businesses because they never thought about how something like this could impact them in a really good way. They're looking at all new options for their businesses and different things that they could be doing and staying closer to home and valuing the time that they have with their family and wanting to incorporate that into creating a different lifestyle, even for when we come out of this stay-at-home order. But one of the things that I think is really exciting, and you've been sharing this with me about your upcoming project, the Fabulous 50, and that folks are actually signing up for it, right? It's giving them something to look forward to, and I think that is huge. So share a little bit more about that project.
So the idea was, in the beginning of the year, I decided, and a bunch of us are doing it across the country. Like I said, we're all in the same Facebook group talking about things. So we've decided to create a movement to let photograph 50 women, at least 50 women over 50 through the course of this year. The idea being that, once we hit a certain age, and some of it's 50, 55, 60, could be 40, 45, we start to be invisible to the marketers. And we're at a time in our lives where, the kids are pretty much out of the house. We can start spending on ourselves. We can start spending time with ourselves. Excuse me. And revisit ourselves as a woman, not the mom, not the wife, not the sister, and see who we really are and who we've evolved into. So what I really want to do is, photograph that woman, empower her, make her feel really good about being herself, and rediscover herself. And when she sees her photographs, see herself the way that we all see her, instead of going right in on what we don't like about ourselves. Whatever it is we don't like, we look right for that thing. And when you see yourself in aggregate like that, you go, oh, wow, kind of cool, kind of cool. So so that's kind of what we want to do. Is it's a movement really across the country to get women be seen. We're not sitting in rocking chairs.
I think it's precious what you're doing. I think it's just touching the hearts of so many people in so many different ways, and you're doing a phenomenal job of just helping people kind of move through all this stuff that's happening in the world, but also helping them to tap into the joy, that's that inner joy that we have, and sometimes we just forget to look for it. So I think that's what your photography does for a lot of us. So thank you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little bit about how people can find you. What's the best way for us to connect with you on social or just in general?
The easiest way is brenPhotography.com. That's my website. Facebook is brenPhotography. And, just get on one of those and I'll link it to the others, because I've had to take up other names on the other social. There's actually a Brenda Photography in North Carolina, so that's not me. I'm in Pennsylvania.
I'll make sure that I put all the links in the bottom for this video. So our time is up, and I appreciate you so much for being here with me. I love spending time with you. Remember to subscribe to 30 Second Success Connect for more videos, and share us with your friends. Connect with Brenda on social media. Get involved in just her challenge and have fun with it. And you are just going to enjoy your time with her. Thank you, Brenda, for being with me. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to connecting some more.
Thanks, Laura. Good luck with the project.
Thank you.